This is my first year at Selma. It's been an incredible weekend so far and truly inspiring. I think it's a really full circle moment, being that it is the 60th year anniversary. And we have several people here for our annual panel that really encompass the work that LDF has done and other civil rights leaders and activists in terms of advancing voting rights for Black people.
So I think at the core, the Legal Defense Fund is committed to trying to advance what is still really an aspiration of a multiracial democracy for this country. And the birthplace of multiracial democracy in the United States is Selma. Before Selma, there was no Voting Rights Act. Black people throughout the South were systematically disenfranchised, and we just did not live in a country that could even purport to be a genuine democracy.
Multiracial democracy, we're talking about 60 years. That's not very long. And a lot of these things, racism and all this stuff, it still exists. It's not like it's gone anywhere. I see it every day. I mean, all you got to do is turn your television on and you see people that are trying to change things to where they were and make things the way they want them to be. And that's not what Dr. King was about. Dr. King was only one person. But look at the impact that Dr. King had on this nation. That's the same thing that I can do, you can do, anybody can do. All it takes is that a willing spirit. I want to leave here with somebody being able to say, you know, she made a difference.
Alabama is at the heart of U.S. voting rights as the site of the 1965 Selma to Montgomery March, where Americans watched in horror as state troopers brutalized John Lewis and other voting rights activists on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. That march led to the 1965 Voting Rights Act, which we are celebrating its 60th year this year. Today, protections from the Federal Voting Rights Act have either been eliminated or weakened by the Supreme Court. Alabama has a chance to right its wrongs and enact its own Voting Rights Act at the state level.
LDF is here in Selma commemorating the 60 years of our multiracial democracy. I know my grandparents remember this moment so vividly, and there are still so many foot soldiers and activists who walked across this bridge who are still here today. So we're still here fighting for that multiracial democracy and ensuring that all Americans, especially Black Americans, are able to access the right to vote.
I know it sounds like a cliche, but we must mobilize and we must actually disseminate what's happening to ordinary people in the language that they can understand. And we have to do from a bottom-up kind of approach and let these people know that their voice matter.
So LDL's Black Voters on the Rise team, you know, it's not just on the ground one day out of the year, right? We do this work to remove obstacles to the ballot on behalf of Black voters year-round. You have special elections, you have primaries, you have all sorts of contests that have to be decided at the ballot box.
So it's a very complicated moment. So Selma isn't the culmination of the movement, it's actually a transition. And here we are in another transitional moment. What history does for us, it unshackles the imagination. It offers us resources. It expands your color palette to imagine a politics that's requisite for the moment. So for me, what needs to happen is for us not to be indebted to the past, right? But to allow the past to give us the license to respond to the moment accordingly.
When we talk about this idea of democracy, it sounds big and it sounds like maybe some concept and some theory and some idea. But if you look around, this is what democracy looks like. Look around. Our founder, Thurgood Marshall, who founded this organization 85 years ago, said, "This is your democracy. Make it, protect it, and pass it on. Democracy cannot die on our watch. We must do everything we can to make it deliver for all of us and then pass it on to the next generation."